Hi, we just finished meeting for pronunciation practice on Monday, the last Monday in May, May 31st, Memorial Day. So, for those of you who came today, thank you for spending some of your free, hopefully, day off with me. And we had a lot of good words. So, starting with number 3, you have options. You can say 3 syllables, frightening, or 2 syllables, frightening. And I think I've always said it with 2 syllables, so I thought that was most common. Frightening, but the dictionary had the first one as most common. So either way, frightening. Number 4, preposterous. Preposterous. Mustard. And the vowel in m is the schwa, which is the sound, that upside down e. The reason there's 2 symbols in the vowel box here is because the upside down E is used in unstressed syllables and the upside down V is used in stressed syllables. On the vowel diagram on the second page, you'll see them in the middle, but they have the same exact sound. So the only reason there's 2 different symbols is if you are writing in the phonetic alphabet and you want to represent stressed and unstressed sounds. um, the upside down V that's supposed to be there won't change. It's supposed to sound like the word fun and fundamental. The upside down E is used to show what sound change has happened. So it could be pronounced with the real vowel sound, but it changes to in the unstressed syllables, like develop, EO, it sounds like develop. So that's when you would use the upside down E, but they sound the same. And the name of the letter, the upside down E symbol, is a weird name, schwa. Um, protruding, protruding, dun, dun, dun. Blase, blase. Asymmetrical, asymmetrical. Frigate. I had to look this up too. I had no idea. Frigate. Heritable, heritable. De Villiers. This is a French name, and so I'm not saying it totally correct French style. I don't think most Americans would either. I'm guessing if somebody looked at it and had no idea how to pronounce it, they would pronounce it de Villiers. But getting closer to the French would be de Villiers. The same with Olivier. Olivier would be similar to the English name Oliver. Heredity, heredity. The T changes to D. Heredity. Inherited, inherited. And the T changes to D, so it instead of it'll, it'll be okay. Um, Perquisite. I had to stop because my mind always thinks prerequisite when I see those P's and Q's close to each other. So perquisite, perquisite, which I wonder if that's how we got the word perk, because it sounds like the first part and it means something extra. So it's the same meaning. Caveat, caveat. Edinburgh, which I also think I've heard a lot of Americans pronounce it Berg. So you will hear people say Edinburgh, but dictionary had Edinburgh. Mastered, the vowel here, the stressed vowel is ma. So you have to open and lips back. Mastered. That's different than up here, number 4, mustard. Your jaw stays more closed and the tongue is pulled back. Mustard. It comes up again, so we'll review it again before this is over. And then the question came up. Sorry. Mastered, mustard. This mustard sounds exactly the same as this mustard, just spelled different because they have different meanings. Fragile or fragile. I had to stop and think because I never say it that way. I represented gile as gile because your tongue has to go very high. Gile. So, first one, fragile. And the second one, fragile. The question came up about ATE at the ends of words. So, they can be spelled exactly the same, but if the word is a noun or an adjective, it's it. So associate. And if it's a verb, the ATE sounds like ate. Associate. The noun or adjective, graduate, as in I'm a graduate student and I will graduate, wait, sometime. I'll. Yes, the perfect pronunciation of I will contracted to I'll will sound like aisle, like grocery store aisle. But when people are just not thinking about it in casual speech, it will sound like all. I'll see you there. So instead of I'll see you there, I'll see you there. Ah. So, yeah, if you think you're hearing all, you probably are. But in writing, you have to spell it ILL. The same with wheel. Perfectly, we'll meet you there. But casually, it could sound like we'll meet you there. So again, if you think that's what you're hearing and you think you're crazy, you're not. That really is happening. It can happen in speech and make it confusing to remember how to spell the real wheel contraction. And then we talked about you can make a contraction with anything with will. My doggle instead of my dog will. You can say this, but not write it, is what I put here. Um, so we wouldn't write it, but we can say, um, my dog will go crazy if he sees a squirrel. Same. My cat'll scratch you. These are true examples. My cat'll scratch. 30, vest. So if you need more V practice, down here at the bottom, I have a tab with F and V and THs because these all have continuous airflow. So the V is exactly the same position as the F. So if you have trouble finding the V position, make an F first. Your top teeth will be behind your bottom lip, and you'll push air. And then for a V, you turn on the vibration, the sound in your throat. So start with F and then go to sound. And you need a lot of airflow. So you might have to take a deeper breath and push a lot of air. To have that consistent vibration, the friction, you need to resist with your lip. Otherwise, it will just blow the lip and not have any resistance. So you need hold the lip to create the friction and the turbulence with the air. And west. And if you have trouble remembering to make a good W and it might turn into a V, make your lips very small, west. And then they can't, your top teeth can't touch your bottom lip. So if I say V and then I round my lips, you can't keep making the V. V, V. Try it. V. You just can't keep making a V because now your lips are pushing out and they're not in the right position. So one thing that people aren't doing enough to make their W clear is making their lips small enough. West, west. And even though the words might be spelled with a WH, like number 32, we don't pronounce the H and we don't use extra air. Like when, we just say when. Oh, sorry, that's my accent. When. When. And 33, you can say most common, theater. Theater. And another option is theater. Theater. But the first one is more common and the TH is voiceless. The. And more THs, think and thing. Think is actually thing, but ending with a K. So your tongue goes up very high in the back, thing, and then you make a K, think. And for thing, number 35, you just hold your tongue up there and the airflow goes through your nose. Thing. And 36, instead of the tongue going high in the back at the end, the tongue is coming up in the front, thin, and making a normal in. And the tongue is lower. In 34 and 35, the vowel is E. And in 36, it's I. So this is the tiny difference between eat and it. Eat it. Eat it. So think, thing, thin, thin. I put this here. What do you think? What do you think? And something is totally correct. No problem. If you want to make it more casual, you change the thing to thin. Something. And that can be for anything that ends in thing. Um, Nothing, something, everything could be something. I don't say everything. I'm sorry I used that example. Nothing is a better example. Drinking, eating, watching, almost everything that ends with an E. Okay, that's it. Thank you for coming, and I hope to see you again next Monday, or maybe Tuesday, maybe Wednesday, anytime. Have a good day.